transition? You thought you were going to be, you know, preparing for the Belk Bowl, and then all of a sudden you're on the road recruiting for Tennessee. Kind of give us the quick rundown.
Well,
on how things
yeah,
went.
yeah, it was pretty. It was actually pretty clean for me. When Coach Jones called me, he said, "Hey, I'm gonna bring you on as a coordinator." There was no real decision on whether or not I should coach a bowl. I knew that recruiting, especially in this conference, is a major priority. It's our lifeline to our success, and there was no way we could miss a week of recruiting. And me coaching the Belk Bowl, being the defensive coordinator. So I just said, "Hey, I got to go. We got to get on board at Tennessee and start recruiting for the Vols." You know.
You went right from there to here to an airport, I would assume.
I went right to the airport. We came in Sunday night. We watched a little bit of film of the commits, made a few phone calls, and then we were right on the road Monday recruiting.
Has it slowed down a little bit in terms of that with the dead period?
Yeah, obviously with the dead period, yes, it has slowed down. Yeah, we kind of came back and, you know, got organized with some things. We're continuing to evaluate prospects through film and getting in contact with coaches and those kinds of things. We got the one phone call this week, so we're using that.
And you're also going to coach linebackers, is that?
You know, I'm gonna be a walk around. Coach Thigpen, Tommy Thigpen's going to coach our linebackers, okay. And I'm going to be a walk around coordinator, and I'm going to, you know, pick and choose, you know, different, you know, positions to work with. A lot of times during special teams periods, I'll grab a couple guys and drill them and do those things. But I'm going to walk around, and Coach Thigpen will be working with the linebackers.
Perfect for four-man front. What is?
Yeah, we're going to run a four-man front. We're going to base out of the four-man front. We're going to get back to that. And, you know, obviously that affects our recruiting. So we got to make sure that we're identifying those guys right now so that we can target them for the home stretch here in recruiting. But we will base out of the four-man front and, you know, go from there.
How do you think the talent in this roster is suited for the four-man front? I mean, they used a lot of four-man fronts toward the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And how well equipped do you think y'all are for that?
Well, you know, I can't really say, you know, to be honest with you. I haven't watched a lot of film. I've watched just a couple games. I know that, you know, we got some work to do. I know it's going to be a great challenge. Certainly an opportunity for myself and our defensive coaching staff. So it's exciting. We're at a great place. We've got great people around us. We've got all the support we need. And so we're gonna roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Do you feel that there's that extra pressure, though, after how the defense performed this year, to come in here as a new coach and make sure you don't repeat what happened last year?
Well, certainly, you know, we want to be successful. And that's really the pressure that you're always facing every year. Whether you had a good year or a bad year in the previous season, you want to come out, you want to be successful, you want to put a good product on the field, and that's what we're going to work towards. We're not going to look back at last year. We're going to be positive. We're going to identify our needs. We're going to address the issues, and we're going to progress and move forward every single day. We're going to try and win one day at a time. Collectively as a group, just have a championship mentality and continue to move forward.
When you assembled your staff, it obviously has a lot of SEC feel to it.
Absolutely.
Was that by design?
Absolutely.
Or was that guys you were just supposed to
No, that was by design. We got guys that know the league, that understand the intensity and the level of recruiting, and obviously have played in these venues before, that know what to expect when you walk into you know, a place like Tennessee. You know, certainly we identify this as a great home field advantage, and when we go on the road, our opponents will obviously have an electric atmosphere. So that was part of it. It was by design, yes.
What about your relationship with Coach Martinez specifically? Time the back end, with the front end. What drew you to him?
Coach Martinez and I have known each other for a long time. We've been in the business together, shared a lot of ideas, have coached together, and someone that I trust immensely. And I'm excited that he's here, and he's got a wealth of experience. So I think it's going to be a great situation.
What is your style if it's under four-man front? Categorizing your style.
Well,
what do you call it?
if I could have my perfect style, okay, and as I would want it to describe it to you guys, is that I want to be a defense that plays with great effort, that plays with great intensity, that doesn't beat itself, and players are in position to make plays and just be an exciting group to watch, you know. And obviously, you know what, part of that style is tackling, you know, to be great tacklers and to be physical, And when people play Tennessee, they know that they're in for a long run. And that's my ideal style. Are we at that point right now? I can't answer that. I haven't worked with the guys yet, but that is the model and the philosophy that we'll constantly be working towards.
From a recruiting standpoint, what's your biggest priority? Where y'all need to add?
Defensive line. Yeah. We know. Obviously, there's some things here with our personnel that we're going to have to adjust. But we want to recruit our defensive front. Those guys can impact the game tremendously on every single play. So we want to obviously put a lot of attention there. We know that in our back end we've got some issues with depth that we need to address. So we're taking that avenue right now to address those needs initially here in this class.
Do you worry about kids are resilient? Do you worry about their confidence level at all? I know you don't watch the tape, but given what they went through last year, for those defensive guys, it's another year of change. They haven't had the same guy. Do you worry about maybe where their mentality and confidence level is?
No, I don't. I don't worry about that at all. I think the biggest thing is that we need to get in here and we need to get to work. And with a good work ethic, guys that are showing up every day with the right attitude, the confidence will come. The confidence will come. You got to go out and earn confidence. It's not anything that I can give you. It's not anything that any one particular coach. It's got to be earned over time. You got to struggle. You got to be able to get up again and again and get back in there, and eventually the confidence will come with success.
Coach Jones seems like he's been really an avid tweeter, and I know you have joined Twitter as well. Is it important to connect with the fans, maybe keep people in the loop, or what is the main purpose and why does Coach Jones maybe make all his staff members get on Twitter?
Well, Twitter is a way of life now. I mean, social media is just part of life. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, and I think that it's a great way to reach out to people. Not only recruits, but to fans and people that are interested in the Vol football program. So we're going to do that as coaches and keep the interest level high and stay in touch with our fans and obviously our recruits as well.
So you've watched a couple games on film so far. Is that because recruiting's such a priority at this point?
Yeah, it was actually, I was on a plane, flying in between schools, and I threw on some film and just watched a couple games. And so we got some work to do. I understand that. But yeah, recruiting's number one right now. We'll get to the film. We'll start preparing for spring ball once we get done with recruiting.
A lot of you guys have worked together in the past at previous schools, particularly on the offensive end. But how much can that help, having these guys work together?
Continuity is huge in a coaching staff. You don't want to bring new guys in each and every year. You want to maintain a level of continuity with your staff. You're familiar with each other. You know the day-to-day operations. There's a level of comfort, and I think that comfort level and that chemistry from the coaches transcends to the players. And so when you have a consistent coaching staff, when you have continuity, when you have that chemistry, it can only be a positive thing for your football program.
I'm sure you've been asked this, but sorry to be late to the party.
No, it's okay.
Just your basic defensive philosophy.
Yeah, we're going to base out of the 4-3. Obviously, we want to be, physical defense. We want to give great effort. Those are the things that are extremely important to us. So, a lot of it too will be where our personnel is, where our strengths are, and we got to kind of adapt and adjust, to some degree, to what the strengths of our players are. I mean, that's just the reality of it.
How key will the first spring be for those guys as far as getting a fresh start and then learning a new system and being ready to play?
I think the first day is the most important thing. Just one day at a time. Being a champion that day, winning that day, whether it's in the classroom, it's in the weight room, it's in whatever you're doing, whether it's a conditioning program, win that day. We'll progress through spring. We're going to grow. We know that, but just take it one day at a time. Let's win one day at a time, and then we'll see where we're at.
You haven't had a chance to see a lot of the team, so I want to ask you to speak specifically to them, but just generally in the Southeastern Conference, what are you expecting your defense to have to do to be contenders?
Well, you have to stop the run in the SEC. That's a given, and then you can't give up big plays. You have to be physical on the line of scrimmage, and you got to be great tacklers, and it starts with that.
Coach Jones talked about being something of a Tennessee fan growing up, so he knew a lot about it. What's your experience and how much do you know about Tennessee before you got here?
Tennessee is a storied program. I mean, every young man across the country I know in some way has probably been touched by Tennessee football, whether they've seen a game on national TV, they've read something in a book or an article, whether it's Sports Illustrated or Newsweek. I mean, Tennessee is a national program. It's been a national powerhouse, 6 national championships. There's a lot of tradition here. There's a lot of history. So I think Tennessee football has touched the lives of a lot of people, and it's a first-class program. So naturally, it attracts great players and great coaches that want to be here.
What kind of reaction are you getting from recruits out on the trail with Butch being named the head coach and now you guys being
a lot of positive feedback, a lot of interest, a lot of kids that are really open to taking a hard look at Tennessee. They've heard about the new facilities, the commitment academically with the facilities and the support staff. It's a real exciting time. And I'll say this, the fan base being positive has helped us tremendously. Recruits want to go somewhere where it's positive, where they feel like it's home. And we've had a number of our recruits, of our committed kids, that we were able to visit at home that had a lot of great feedback about the people in this community, about the people that represent this university and Vol Nation. Everyone's been extremely positive, and that's what it's going to take. We all have to be in this thing together. We all have to be positive. We all have to work towards the same goal. We all want the same thing. So let's get on board. Let's get on the same page. Let's move forward to accomplish the goals that we really want, and that's to win and to graduate football players. And if we're all doing that, this thing can really take off.
Obviously, recruiting's been first, second, and third on your list since getting here. Was the timing such that were you able to visit with any of the current players before they left?
I have
just
not.
Okay.
Just a couple guys that I've called. I ran into a couple guys in the hallway, that were up. I just feel the best time to do that would be when they come back from break. Hey, they know that they got a new coaching staff. We'll address that when they get back and really, hopefully interject some energy and some positive things, when they come back.
What's it been like to connect with some of the former Tennessee players that are excited about the staff that's now in place?
It's been great. The people of Tennessee, I can't say enough great things about. They're asking us, what can we do for you? And I can't tell you how refreshing that is as a coach to know that they got your back. And it's a shared goal. The people that love this university, that follow our football program, they want to win, and so do we, and so do the players. So we all have a common goal. Let's do whatever we can to accomplish that goal. And so everybody's going to be a part of that. And we need our fan base, we need our coaches, we need our players, we need our support staff, our administration. Everybody has the same goal, and that's to win.
Have you had any